Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all! It's a slightly different intro, and welcome back to Heavenly Tower, which we've been climbing up for flippin' ages now, but we're still going, still very slowly making our way to the top of the tower. Whether we'll get there by the time it finishes genuinely remains to be seen, but hopefully we will get there. So to start the video off, I'd like to address a few things and then get on Heavenly Tower, so please bear with me. So the last video, which you should watch if you haven't watched it, contained some philosophies about gacha, and a lot of the replies that I saw were like, well, use your Ubers, you know, we don't mind. Actually, we like seeing them. It doesn't really matter you trying to prove yourself, no gacha, which I was kind of glad to see. I saw some people being like, completely ignore the people on Reddit, but the reason I wanted to listen to them is so that we can actually all work together. If we just start warring between each other, it's just gonna end badly. It's not like Sidemen beef, where it's created and it's gonna get loads of views. It's just gonna actually cause genuine friction and trouble within the community. So I don't really see the point in that, but from now on I reckon I'll just use the cats that I feel will actually get me through the level, as you guys have recommended. And also, the question has been coming up to me quite a lot. Why is the screen cropped? So I'll show it to you here. So what you may see is basically the battle bit of the screen. And now what I'm going to show you is the whole screen. So this is what it looks like. And this is why I crop it. So Battle Cats basically records, for some unknown reason on the main account, in a square format. Which means if you have the full screen in like, well, the YouTube format where you watch it, there's going to be ugly sort of bars on either side of it. And what I used to do is keep the whole screen in, then get a sort of overlay, which I put Battle Cats on, so maybe it's an underlay, I don't know, so that the backgrounds actually had colour in them. But not only do I feel that looks kind of unprofessional, because I can't, like some YouTubers do, move the screen and have like a whole big block on one side of like art and stuff, because iMovie doesn't let you do that. It's a lot harder to edit that way. Like, you have to get every single clip onto the underlay, and it's not like I can just copy and paste them all over, because the nature of edits that I do with these things means that it has to be individually moved, and then things get out of sync and it looks all a bit horrendous. So that's why it's cropped. If I need to show you my XP, I'll crop to show you that, or my cat food crop to show you that. But oftentimes, what you see at the bottom of the screen isn't that important. That's why I show you my slots before I go into battle, so you know what I'm using. And usually, if I show myself spamming the cats, you just moan about how bad I am at spamming them anyway. So, just sort of a win-win, really. But if you do want to see the full screen, you'll see it in beginner account videos, because that records the full screen in a rectangular format, like you'd see on YouTube, filling up the whole screen. And on streams, I don't fill in the barrier bits either. You can just see the whole screen there. So, on with a bit O Heavenly Tower, and today is floor 27. Now, floor 27, that's quite a floor. This one's got zombies in it, and floor 26 would have been easy if I'd have just used Ubers in it, but floor 27 is one of those ones that is just difficult, you know? I had a lot of trouble with it the last time they did Heavenly Tower, and I only actually managed to get through it because of some mad luck that I had. So I've been trying this level a little bit before this video to get myself, I say well versed, a little bit versed in what's going to be in it. And what I've realised is that I really can't do it. But I've also realised that my units that are strong against zombies and stuff like that, even like my Cat 6 Siege engine, are pretty terrible. So what I've done is resorted to what I remember was in the strategy that I used to beat it. And I think this one, although I pieced it together by myself, will look very similar to the ones in tutorials. So here it is, and it's basically a lot of Manic Cats. In fact, at the moment, apart from Dr. Cat, it is actually no gacha, but I'm not going to be worrying about that anymore. I'm just going to go with what works. And the principle of it is to push back the Lord Gravey that's in the level, and then make sure that the Miss Haka that's in the level doesn't kill your base. And that is a really annoying part of it. It's like the Haunted Who's'em what's it, where you're just trying to keep them away from your base, but they keep burrowing and coming up near it. That's why we have Maglev Cat to bounce Miss Haka away from the base, and also a Bahama if I have enough monies. Then we have Manic Macho Legs for waves and all sorts of stuff like that. And I originally had them in just a random order, but I realised that seeming as I had my Island Cat, I might as well use the, I think it's Captain Ahab combo to get my base health up for if Miss Haka is hitting it, therefore I get a bit longer before I die. Then also, if I had Manic Island to that, we get the Moby Dick combo, which is, I think, unit defense. So that sort of works well within itself. We won't be using Dr. Cat. That is one tiny little slot, sort of wasted, but we've got 2 combos within that, so I think that's a fair trade-off. It has mean I've sacrificed part of my cat spam here, but it should be alright. Now, dragon stackings work decently well for me. I don't know what the ideal cats to use are, and I say decently well, but I've failed miserably every time I've tried this level, but I'm trying to be optimistic, so what I'm going to be trying, the first time I go into the level today, is Kite Cat. Kite Cat is a long-range unit, but most importantly, it has the zombie killer ability. Now that is important, because I want to be able to dispose of Lord Gravey almost immediately, so then I can get to the base and basically cheese that to 0 health so that Miss Haka won't have killed my base. So I'm just sort of killing the base before Miss Haka could kill mine. Bit like a right lane rush in Clash Royale, if I can relate it to that. You go for their base as fast as you can, and they go for your base as fast as you can, and whoever destroys it fastest wins. So that's the idea. Whether this will work, I don't know. Because of zombie enemy burrowing, I doubt the long distance will actually help. But that's what I got my energy for. I've got it there for trying. There we go. Katsune Hebi's base defense up, Moby Dick unit defense up. So I do remember that correctly. So that's those 2 combos there, meaning I have 172,800 base health at the moment, which is good. But then again, that only gives me like 5 seconds of Miss Haka killing me. She destroys my base ridiculously quickly, and it's not good at all. Now, this level I really do feel like I should bring Rich Cat and probably Sniper Cat to snipe Miss Haka away from my base, because I'm having a lot of money troubles, but for the moment I just want to try out Kite Cat and see how well that works. I thought I'd make another reference to the cropping as well. The idea with the cropping within the levels, obviously, as well as not having the bars either side of it, that's the Snatch has just destroyed like my base so much. To make it almost look more cinematic, really, that's the general idea. And, of course, then we don't have the ugly bars either side, and I feel like that works. If I want to show you my cats, I'll crop down to that, but yeah, that's the general idea. So, we now have a massive onslaught of enemies, and despite my best efforts, we're still sort of getting wrecked by the zombie enemies here. So I think it's high time to try and start making a kite stack, and then see if that works. Lord Gravey comes at you pretty quickly. There's not really any opportunity for cheesing this level. He just comes at you and then you got to try and destroy him as best you can. We got Maglev to knock people back, but for the moment we're using him to get double cash, which I'm using him very badly for, I must add. And yeah, it's at this point where I try and build up monies and get a stack, but then Miss Haka appears at the far end of the field of battle. And then what happens is that I have a desperate attempt to try and kill things before she arrives, but honestly, it doesn't work. I do not have enough time to do it, which is why I need to use Rich Cat. I just want to see if Kite Cat does any good. Now, I haven't seen any evidence of zombie killing yet, but maybe I just haven't been being observant. The annoying thing with zombie killer is that it needs to be the hit that kills the enemy, and then that hit be a zombie killer one. It can't just be during it being killed. So oftentimes you just have a random cat kill it, and then it'll just come back, which is really annoying, but it just happens a lot. At the moment, our stack seems to be defending quite well. I do like Dragon Stack, and it looks as if the 2-part cat spam is sort of working alright, so I'm glad about that. But now, here comes the bad bit. This is where Miss Haka appears as well, and then we die. As you can see, she burrows beneath all our cats. I don't even have Maglev Cat because I've timed it poorly, and then she's going to appear in the middle of the field of battle, but soon enough, she will burrow and appear right next to my base, and unless I knock her back, she's going to destroy it in a matter of a very few amount of seconds. So, okay, that was probably a bad Maglev because she didn't appear very near my base, so I've really messed that up. I don't like monitoring zombie levels. I've never been good at them. I mean, I've never been good at battle cats, but still, the concentration required for this is nasty. It's sort of like the floor 30 meat shielding stuff. Just as difficult for me, although I have actually done this level before. And yeah, okay, the worst possible thing has happened. We've killed Lord Gravey without zombie killer, so it's going to come back. As you can see, Miss Haka is doing absolutely loads of damage, and that's it for us. Alright, nearly it for us. We're pretty much just gonna lose, and there's not much that we can do about it. It's just really annoying how it works, and even though I'm Maglev then, it didn't knock her back anyway, and that's it for us. We've lost, and that's average boss HP for my tries. It's really not going well at all. I've gone through my rich cats incredibly quickly. When I finished 2NH3, getting loads of event tickets, I had 56 rich cats. And now I just spent 9 of them, pretty much wasting them on getting through levels. But I see no option other than to use Rich Cat and just see what happens. Not sure about using Sniper Cat. I guess I should in case I can actually do the level. So I'm just going to have to use it very tactically, which worries me because I'm pretty bad at doing that. But I've realised that Zombie Killer isn't a thing that's going to work for me. It's not a thing that I can reliably say, Lord Gravey will be killed by a Zombie Killer here. It's worth having that cat. So instead, I've put in Macho Leg Cat to hopefully stack with the other cats and do lots of damage instead, and just have to forego the zombies coming back, because honestly, Zombie Killer is not working for me. So, floor 27, attack, and into the battle we go. Right, I've got to make sure that with Rich Cat this time, I don't mess it up. One of the chief things that I seem to keep doing is letting the Snatch hit my base immediately, and I cannot let that happen. I need to make sure that he doesn't do that. I need as much base health as possible to survive the onslaught of Miss Haka when she comes along. So, here's our first bat, Manic Macho Legs, to wave them into oblivion, and now we wait for Snatch to appear. Right, okay, he's burrowed. I'm on the lookout for when he reappears and maglev him away. Okay, so he's dead the first time, but we still need to get rid of him the second time, so I'm keeping wary. He may burrow again. Okay, he's hitting the Eraser Cats at the moment. Interesting. Not exactly what I thought would happen, but there you go. He seems to be kept at bay a little bit, and if he can stay there, yeah, good. We can just kill him normally. And now, to try and rush Lord Gravey. Ideally, I want him dead before Miss Haka gets to us, because then fighting her will be a lot more easy and simple, and then we might have the chance to get to the base and destroy it. And that's the most important thing. But of course, Snatches are really annoying, and it's done damage to the base. Somehow, I really do not like these things. But, you know, there we go. I just have to monitor a lot of things in these zombie levels, and I do not like it at all. It is too much for my small brain to handle. And I just spam Dr. Cat as well. That probably isn't going to help. But you know what? I'm just going to keep melee shielding, keep stacking, and hope for the best. I'm going to turn on Sniper Cat for now. Miss Haka isn't even about, so it doesn't matter about turning it off specifically for when she actually appears next to our base. And this will be the final maglev before she comes near, otherwise it will be on cooldown when she hits the base. But yeah, now we wait, and our plan to kill Gravey has very much failed. I mean, we got a good stack, but then we got a Siege in the middle of it, which is not helpful. Can you go away, Siege? Thank you very much. Miss Haka is here, and we've only, just knocked back Gravey, so not the best. I have spent a lot of time trying to deal with that Snatch, and to be honest, I needed to deal with it. It's just that it's come at the detriment of absolutely everything else, and Miss Haka, I believe, from what I've seen in previous attempts, will just appear right in the middle of my army. Luckily, we had enough hits going there to knock her back, but I don't think we'll be as lucky next time, to be honest. She's just going to appear right in the middle of everything and probably ruin everything as well. But she's not at our base. That's the most important thing. So, now Lord Gravey is dead for the first time and our army is going to advance. This is where we push him back and we try and deal with Miss Haka separately. This is where the battle becomes two-parted and very complicated, and I don't like it. Especially the Snatches as well. I am not a fan at all. They are really annoying. So Miss Haka has just come up and burrowed again. So I'm going to stay very close to the base. Ready, and there we go. I managed to actually maglev Miss Haka back. Next time when she appears, I'm going to have to use a Bahamut to knock her back. I forgot to use the Sniper Cat efficiently. Sorry about that, but it's just too much to worry about. I'm not good at this stuff. I can't really count the timing because I'm bad. And yeah, she's appearing. Maglev did not knock her back, but Legs did. Okay, that's good. I mean, it looks like we're still nowhere near the base, so we've still got a lot of trouble on our hands. And now I have nothing to do with Miss Haka at all. And you know what? This isn't going to work. I mean, Sniper Cat's doing a good job. But really, how long are we going to realistically be able to hold her off for? Not very long. This is a really tense situation. And I don't like it. And okay, that maglev did not work. So it isn't a guaranteed knockback. And that just makes it even worse. One more hit from Miss Haka and we are officially dead. So that's nice to know, you know? I am so happy about that. Oh! Oh, snap! Whoa! You see what I mean about right lane rush? Oh, we were so close there. Oh, wow. Okay. Man, that'll do. We've done it. I thought that was a certified loss, but man, that was close. About to die and we did it. Whoa. So at that point, I stopped recording out of shock and awe that I'd just about managed to do the level. If I looked at it correctly and saw it correctly, if Miss Haka was in range of the base, she was very much almost on the very frame of ending the battle in a defeat. So I'm stoked that it was a victory. And in the next Heavenly Tower episode, I'm going to hopefully do floor 28 and 29, because those are ones which I can probably be beautifully uber carried in. So I hope you're looking forward to that. And this episode, I hope you've enjoyed that one.